Bless up, bless down on Mastermind statements, how to reprogram your subconscious mind and those negative thoughts that you have every single day that you wake up. Let's go. The average person has 7,000 to about 48,000 negative thoughts per day, research shows. 7,000 to 48,000 negative thoughts per day. This is crazy. That is a lot of thoughts that we don't even recognize. If you were to just go back and think about the negative thoughts that you had, you'd probably write down maybe 10 for the whole entire day or less. But research is showing that we have 7,000 to 48,000 negative thoughts that are reaching our mind per day. And that comes from your subconscious mind. This is your mind that automatically makes you move in a certain way, makes you feel a certain way about yourself, makes you communicate with people a certain type of way. Your subconscious thinking. By the time that you're 35 years old, research shows that 90% of your mental activity is automatic programming. So you're pretty much just locked in. And you're locked in because you're locked into your subconscious mind, your subconscious thinking. I'm going to read from my workbook. Check out that link below. You can buy the workbook. Check this out. So in my workbook, when I talk about the subconscious mind, I'm talking about the fact that your subconscious mind is 90% of your mental activity. It stores your long-term memories. Your long-term memories. So that means that something happened to you when you were 4, something happened to you when you was 10, something happened when you were 15, something happened when you were 20, something happened to you when you were 30. It stores your subconscious thoughts, your memories into your subconscious thinking. They're stored. Your experiences are stored in your subconscious mind. Ingrained patterns that you have stored here. Your memories, your emotions, your beliefs, your habits are all stored in your subconscious mind. Do you realize that when you walk into a store, let's say you're walking into Target or you're walking into Rolex or you're walking into Walmart, we'll go from Walmart to Rolex. The way that you walk into Rolex really tells who you are. Either you're going to walk into Rolex with your head still up, or you're going to walk into Rolex that you have no business being in the Rolex store. That's all your subconscious experiences now making you move like a robot. In a good way or a bad way. Either you're going to walk directly into that Rolex with your head up, or you're going to walk into that Rolex with your head down, again, like you have no business being in there. That's all due to your past experiences. Let me tell you something. Whether you have money in your pockets or not, in your bank account or not, that doesn't prevent you from walking into Rolex to experience and take a look and see what they have for sale and see what those watches look like. I have a Rolex. And even after I got my Rolex, it took me some time to walk into that Rolex place store and feel like I had a Rolex, even though I had a Rolex. Because in my mind, I'm thinking about, oh, these people are judging me before I even walk in here. He can't afford a Rolex. He doesn't even have a Rolex. He looks too young to have a Rolex. Why is he here? He can't buy a Rolex. I was just bringing my Rolex in there to get it cleaned. See, when you have a Rolex, you can go to any Rolex store and they clean it for you for free. So I had to get out of that subconscious mind and say, listen here, buddy, you got a Rolex. You paid cash for a Rolex. You can walk into that Rolex store anywhere in the world and get your Rolex cleaned with your head up. Don't have your head down. That's all subconscious thinking and beliefs. That because at some point I may not have as much money as I had now or at that time that I couldn't walk into a Rolex store and even get services such as getting my Rolex cleaned, even owning a Rolex. That's a powerful story. You got to listen to that. So your subconscious mind, again, are your automatic behaviors, and it's a part of your decision making. So that's why when they say that you have 7,000 to 48,000 thoughts per day that are negative, just by me not wanting to walk into that Rolex store, that's a negative thought. And if the negative thoughts, they come into a quick flash. Those decisions that you make that are negative, that you should have did something, but you didn't do it, those are still considered negative thoughts. So what I'm saying is those negative thoughts, they come and go very quickly. You got to figure out where these negative thoughts are coming from, but you need to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Those negative thoughts bombard your mind the second that you wake up. Oh, I don't want to go to work. I remember having those thoughts, not wanting to go to work. But guess what I found out when I did have a master and I did work? What I found out was that the reason I didn't want to go to work was because I was afraid of what I was going to say to my boss. I'm not afraid of them. What am I going to say to them? Because I know that I'm not here to wear no mask. I'm not here to be sitting here and be bullied at work. So I was always afraid of what I was going to say to them, not afraid of them. So that's one thing you got to find out. You got to find out where exactly are these negative thoughts coming from? Are you truly afraid of something? Are you truly angry about something? Are you truly depressed about something? You've got to pinpoint it so much that you can identify the genesis of it and where it's coming from. You know, again, people are waking up oftentimes because they are afraid of their boss. They're truly afraid of their boss. I truly wasn't afraid of my boss. I was afraid of what I was going to say to my boss. Oh, I don't want to go to work. There's an emotion from the past that's associated with. And that emotion is associated with a past experience as well. So that emotion that you feel, so when you say, I don't want to go to work, and you're starting to feel anxious, you start to feel afraid, you're starting to feel angry or depressed, that thought now just came back to you, and your body is now releasing the chemicals to make you have that same feeling and experience. If your heart hurts when you feel that, when you feel like you got to go to work in the morning, that same chemical will go directly to your heart, and your heart will actually hurt. If you're out of breath thinking about it, that same experience that you first experienced, it'll come back to you being out of breath. Headache starts coming, it'll start coming based upon that memory. See, these things are stored. Even it's stored in your DNA as well. It's stored in there. These negative experiences store also in your DNA. Your past emotions then manifest into your present. That's what I'm saying. So what's happening now is you've had a thought from the past, right? Then you've had emotion from the past that pops back up. That same experience is now manifesting itself here in the present and will manifest itself again in the future, which could be the following day that you got to wake up for work. You've got to be so careful of what you are allowing to be programmed into your subconscious mind. So that's why you got to reprogram your subconscious mind. I'm gonna give you some tips here in a second. Sooner or later, these emotions and thoughts that are in your subconscious mind become who you are, because now a person associates with you with, every time I see that person, they're anxious. Every time I see that person, they're angry. Every time I see that person, they're just out of control. And it's all because you didn't want to go to work. Whatever that negative experience that you had from that is now becoming who you are. Now listen to that again. Those negative experiences then become who you are. It's in so much in your DNA that people can see that. It comes out into your personality. That low vibration energy becomes your personality and who people associate you with. The body feels the past and produces the same experience from the past in the present and then also in the future. So now it's like your body and your mind are imprisoned together as one. These thoughts, the subconscious mind. To start to reprogram your subconscious mind, you need to first face it by acknowledging that you have this particular thought that you keep on waking up with, that you keep on going to sleep with. Acknowledge it. It's there, right? Whatever emotion that you're feeling at that time, I would say let it out. Punch a pillow, punch a bag, do some push-ups. If you got to cry, let those tears out. Let those tears out. You have to face that emotion. Don't ignore it. It's there. Face it. At some point, what you want to do is you want to acknowledge what you are feeling in that experience. Write that out. Write it out in a journal. Write them out in a list form. Then what you want to do is you want to create the positive. So let me give you an example here. So if you are afraid, I am afraid. Write that out. I am afraid. But then turn that into I am brave. Right across from it. If you feel that you're ugly, I am ugly. Change that to I am beautiful. If you feel that you're that you're a failure, write that out into I am a success. I am a success. And I want you to start reading those affirmations daily until they get into your subconscious mind. Again, 90% of your mental activity, 90% of how you move and how you interact and what you do and your decisions and your choices come from your subconscious mind. So you have to start to begin to reprogram your mind by putting in new thoughts to combat those negative thoughts. Start with I am affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind. Again, acknowledge what is negative in your thought patterns, write them out, express those emotions, and then start writing positive I am affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind. When you have these negative emotions and feelings inside your body, exercise, meditate, be in silence, listen to meditation music. Look it up on YouTube. Find some meditation music. Check out the channel Mastermind Vibrations, at Mastermind Vibrations. Type that into YouTube, and it will pull up some meditation music that's going to be calming for you. While you're writing your affirmations, have some calming meditation music. You've got to create your life and create that new environment that is positive and not negative. Get away from those negative programmings and get to the positive programming. Fly a kite, be free, and keep winning.